What's going on, guys? Just want to touch base with you before the training video came on. Just want to give you a quick diet update. Right now I'm sitting at about 244 in the morning and about 248 at night, roughly. Just kind of depends on the day. Decided to end, or not really ever really go into a cut. The weights are moving really good. I just picked up cardio, that way I can hike and enjoy the summertime out here. So just kind of getting in shape, but not really worried about dieting too much. Just from what I've seen and all the numbers that are being put up in the 242 class, that's the class I want to compete in. That's the most competitive, and the best guys are about 260, 255. So that's kind of what I'm pushing. Get up there and try to do it the best way possible. I'll start to document some of the food and the things that I'm doing to get up there. But as I was doing all this volume training, I really don't want to affect my recovery by dieting too much. So like a week or two into it, my legs started feeling heavier, and it really wasn't worth pushing. And mentally, I just really wasn't ready to diet anyways. Sometimes mentally, like, you're dialed in and you're ready to go, and you just ride that out as long as you can. We're not doing powerlifting to present a certain package on stage, physique-wise. So a lot of times it's really hard to mentally dial in and perform a diet, for a significant amount of time. But if you feel like you're ready to do it, then fully embrace it and give it a ride for as long as you can, as long as it doesn't affect performance. Once performance starts to go, then you start upping the calories again, and then you just kind of play with it back and forth. That way you can diet before performance starts to go, up the calories. But mentally, you gotta definitely be ready to do it. I get a lot of people that contact me as a coach to get them ready for nutrition and stuff, and I give them the plan and they just can't stick to it. And it's no fault of theirs. It's just, and we work hard to make it go. And just sometimes, if you're not ready to do it, you're not ready to do it. And mentally, dieting sucks. Dieting's tough. We're powerlifters for a reason. We want to eat, we want to perform well, and you gotta have a certain mindset to be able to suffer a little bit through a diet. And if you're not ready for it, then don't push it. That doesn't mean like eat like crap and get really, really fat. It just means like, don't go on a strict diet. Don't go on a calorie deficit unless you're ready to. And if your body's telling you to eat more and you're a performance athlete and you're not recovering, then eat more. Performance is what matters in our sport. So if you're gonna diet, mentally be ready. If you're gonna diet hard, performance is gonna suffer. So you gotta, play with that back and forth of how lean do I want to get versus how much I want my performance to suffer. And if you're not a naturally lean person, getting lean, your performance is gonna suffer. You look at these guys who are lean on stage or on the platform, and they're naturally lean, so they can eat and get away with a lot of things that some people just have to work harder for. So if you're that person that has to work a little bit harder for things, then you gotta wait till you're mentally ready to do it. And once you're there, just ride it out as long as you can. And once you're done, get off and get back onto upping the calories and focusing on performance. You should never be unhealthy fat, but it is powerlifting. Bigger you are, better leverages, things of that nature. Don't worry so much about how you look, worry about how you're performing. If you're eating well and performing well, you'll end up looking really good eventually. It just takes time. Like I said, some people have to work harder than others. Some people aren't genetically gifted. Some people don't have the supplements to push them to be genetically gifted in a certain way. And you just got to kind of do those things and figure out what's best for you and what's best for your body type. So enjoy the training. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you guys next time. Here's the start of week 4 of the off-season plan. This is the hard week. So typically I'll do week 1 as a little bit easier, kind of staying in the same rep scheme. 4 sets of 8, 5 sets of 8. Week 2, add a little bit more weight. Week 3, we go for a 8 rep max because we're doing 8. So today was the day that we did the 8 rep max. So did 5s kind of leading up to it just to get some more volume in, and then did back down sets of 5s at this weight here, which is 420, and then top set was here at 510 pounds. Definitely felt pretty good. I just always take my time in between reps, making sure that everything's perfect, everything's set, which could cause a little bit of a lag in how much weight I can use, because it just takes so long. I mean, this set in totality took a minute, but I was really happy with 510 for a set of 8 today, and it moved really well. The safety squat bar is always a pretty tough bar for me because I have a hard time in a high bar position keeping my upper back tight, and I just attribute that to 4 to 5 years of just strongman work, where a lot of it is kind of getting strong in a rounded back position. So I always kind of falter to that position when the weights get heavy with the higher bar, but seemed to move pretty well. It took me about 3 weeks to get used to the bar, and weights moved good, and this is kind of the number that I had in mind for today, so I was happy to be able to do that. After the set of 8, like I said, I did 4 sets of 5 with 420 on the bar, and that moved really well too. I was really happy with that. After the 8 rep max at 510, decided to go into some heavier pulls. So 4 sets here, 5 to 6 reps with 545. Pretty good. Starting position's getting a little bit better each time. As you can see in the background, Doyle's not really impressed, but he's a strong puller, and he was giving me some advice and mainly telling me how much I suck, but I'm getting a little bit better, and that I need to pull 800. So that's the plan, that's the motivation he gave me. So 545 for 4 sets of 5 to 6 reps. Moved pretty well, speed was good on all of them until the last set started to slow down, which is just more of a conditioning thing than anything else, which is getting better each week, but as the weights get heavier, the condition seems to lag a little bit. And the next day moved on to close grip bench, did 365 for sets of 8 here, roughly 4 sets of 8, then did a couple back down sets with 315. Weights moved good on the velocity device, sticking between 0.4 to 0.45. So as long as I can stay within a certain threshold, I'm happy, because I'm not really the fastest lifter in the world, but if I can keep consistency set to set, then that's kind of a good gauge of recovery and a good gauge of how things are moving and how things are progressing. But same principle goes for this week as well. This day is just trying to get a little bit heavier. Really only pushing the squats. Don't want to have like so much as a really hard week where everything you're pushing to the max. You kind of pick and choose. And bench press, I work better just progressing each week up and up, and then different exercise variations, and not really pushing it too much, because I just want consistent and steady volume in it, and that seems to serve me best. Whereas squats and pulls, I can pretty much go, I get more out of it when I go to a heavier weight, and then do back down sets. So you kind of got to figure out what works best for you and what you've become successful with, and then you just go from there. After the close grip stuff, did some Swiss bar rep outs, 4 sets. First set I did 20, then 18, 16, and 15, which is a good drop off for about 60 to 90 seconds rest is typically what you're looking for, a drop off of like 1 to 2 reps every set. Just basically because, once you fatigue yourself, it's really hard to come back and do the same thing over and over. So I always try to leave 1 in the tank until the very last set. And because this is the close grip day, most of it is tricep dominant work. So I went on to do some JM presses, and these I'm just periodizing as well, just adding 5 to 10 pounds every week, and trying to get the same rep in sets. And pretty easy, boring workouts, because they're the same thing over and over again, but 3-week waves, and then move on to the next week, do different exercise, different variations, and just continue to progress. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.
Nobody told me that the end was the end. Tell that to yourself and tell it to a friend.